Hello again, and welcome back. I'm Saeed, a DevOps engineer and a certified Kubernetes enthusiast. You can find me right here on this YouTube channel. Follow me on X at SaeedF0 and LinkedIn as Saeed. All of the links will be down below. So we've been asked here to create a number of different resources, starting with role, role binding, service account, and in the end, it's asking us to run or deploy a pod using the given manifest file. Cool. So starting from the top, we're going to go off and create a role. Be sure to make use of this flag. -H will save you a lot of time in the exam, providing you with a number of different example commands that is, and also the options that you could specify alongside it. So following the specification, we're going to go right to the front, create role. The name it's given us is the dev right name. So we'll take that. And the operations are get, watch, list, and create. We've got get here. We've got list. We've got watch. We just need one more create and against the resource pods in the same namespace. And that's important. Dev namespace. Lovely. Now we need to have a service account as well to be created. So create SA, SA being the shorthand of service account. It's very important. Again, anyone who's taken a Kubernetes exam will tell you that it's you against the clock. So yeah, using the shorthands will save you a lot of time because I could effectively just create the actual resource using the entire name, but this will save you a couple of seconds. Again, making use of that -H, we want to, yeah, k create SA and get the given name. So k create SA and the name using the name they've given, developer. Another key tip is in the exam, if you are taking the exam, that is, always make sure to make use of that right click button or that right clicker because yeah, sometimes you can make a mistake in spelling and that is quite troublesome I found because if you are tasked to create a service account with the name developer and you accidentally add an S to it, even though it doesn't look too tough on the eye, the exam is automated and it's a system marking your responses. And in the condition, it's looking for developer, not developers. So you may lose out on the entire mark just because of a spelling mistake. So yeah, just to be safe, always just copy and paste it. It will save you so much more time. So create SA service account developer in the same namespace, of course. Let's not forget that. We've got that. Cool. Now we need a role binding to bind that role to the service account. So create will do the same thing, role binding using that flag -H, and we'll take the second example, seeing as that matches best with our use case. It's a service account. So if we paste that there, starting from the top, create role binding and the name that they've given us, we'll just copy and paste here. So that's dev right binding. We'll paste that there. And the role that we're going to associate it to is the dev-right, which is the role we created a moment ago. And the service account is important that you specify the namespace before the name of the service account. It's just conventionally the way that it is. And finally, the namespace should also be specified. So if we clear that, get all in the dev namespace, we should have a number of different resources. It won't show it. So we'll just have to search them individually. So we've got our role, we've got our role binding, and finally our service account. Let's just validate that. Lovely, developer. Cool. So then the final step is to create the pod, create a pod using this template. Cool. Let's take a look at that template. The pod should run with the service account developer, update the manifest files necessary. Cool. So the service account is currently using default, which is fine, but in our case, it should be using the developer service account. So we'll just copy that, paste it in there. And also to access that service account, it's important that it's in the same namespace. So we'll have that sitting in dev. Cool. That should be fine. So we're going to create that resource, that pod. And you could either use create or apply. Should create. So if we get to the pods in the dev namespace, we'll give that a minute. But yeah, there you go. And now it's running. And we can have a look to see, okay, describe that pod dev dash pod in that namespace dev. Maybe if we clear it and we just grep for service account. Ooh, perhaps if we just get the actual pod in that dev namespace, dev pod, and we go OYAML, should see the service account that it's using is the developer, and that's perfect because the developer, okay, describe role binding in the dev namespace, dev right binding, that developer service account is associated via this role binding to the role dev dash right. Cool, that's that.